Hey ladies, Rachel Adams here. So as promised, I have been spending all of my time debuting different looks from each individual Addiction Pressed eyeshadow palette that we got in. So as you know, we got 3 in. We've got warm, cool, and then one of the palettes is kind of a mix of both. And so I have been doing looks from each individual palette so that if you can only be buying one at a time, these are some options that you can do just with the one palette. Later I'm going to be doing just some of my favorite picks throughout the colors of all 3 and some of the looks that you can do if you have more than one palette. So today's look features our Cool Tone eyeshadow palette, which is the Addiction number 2 palette, where we've just got tons of charcoals and grays and pewters and just all these beautiful colors. So today's look, as you can tell, features a going out because it's Friday and I'm going out. So I hope that you enjoy. If you haven't already, please subscribe below and give me a thumbs up. And as always, I love to hear from you guys. So any comments, questions, requests, just go ahead and comment below. All right, thanks. Okay, to get started, I'm going to go in and put my Divine Moisturizer all over my face. Since I'm going to be starting with the eyes today, I'm going to prep them with concealer all over the lid. The reason I do moisturizer is I really like it to soak in at this point. Okay, now I'm going in under the brow with our white precision pencil, and this is in the color Pristine. I like to just highlight this arch and then rub that in. Now I'm going in with the color Honorable, which is a matte color, using a fluffy blending brush. This is going to be my transition color for this look. So just really sweeping it back and forth in that crease, no higher than the brow bone, definitely not on the brow bone, both basically just the crease and lid, and just really blending that in. This is a slightly darker shade than I would normally go for a transition color, but since this is a going out look, it's going to set the look very nicely. So you know the drill, back and forth blending in windshield wiper motions and then in small circular motions, just really getting rid of any harsh lines. You don't have to be very precise during this step because we're going to cover this shade over and over and over with different colors. So this is really just providing us with sort of like a blueprint for what we're doing today. So we're just really blending that out, getting them even, and getting ready for the next step. As you can see, you can move your eyebrow up and down with your finger, and that just kind of pulls the skin taut. Now I'm going to go in with a flat concealer brush with the color Romantic. This is a pearlized shimmer, which just means it's got a light shimmer to it, and I'm going to pat this onto my lid. This brush is not wet, it's just dry, and we're just getting a nice little foundation. Using that same brush, I'm now going to go in with the color Hopeless, which is like 2 or 3 shades darker, still both in the heather gray family. I'm just going to pat this on, mostly focusing on my outer crease, whereas with the previous color we focused on the inner crease to mid-lid. This we're going to focus on the outer crease. Again, just patting that color down, really just pushing it into the eye. Now we're going to go in with the color Perplexed. I'm going to be using a pencil brush, and again, I'm going to just really be pushing this into the outer crease. So I sort of make a V, and then I just kind of start filling. You can kind of sweep it back and forth, but I'm doing a lot of pressing in. This is just on a fast speed, so it's hard to sort of tell, but I am pushing and then kind of blending. Now I'm going back in with the color Honorable, which is the color we started with, using that same fluffy blending brush and just, again, blending out that crease area. You don't need too much product on this. This is just to get rid of any harsh lines. When you're working with dark colors specifically, and also matte or shimmer, basically if they're dark, you just want to make sure you are blending. Now I'm going in and I'm spraying my brush with the rose water. This is that same concealer brush. I'm using the color Blissful, which is highly pigmented and very shimmery, and I'm just going to pat that on all over my lid, from the outer crease to the inner crease. This is such a beautiful shimmery champagne kind of gold, and what this is going to do is it's going to show the other colors that we put on previously. Back with my pencil brush, I'm going in with the matte color Cocky, and I'm really just going to chisel out that crease. You definitely don't want to go as high as you did with the transition color that we started with, but you just really want to focus in on the crease. So I like to make a back and forth windshield wiper motion a few times and then go back in and just really compact and pat in that color. Going back in with the color Cocky, and I'm using a small fluffy brush, I'm just blending that out. Back and forth. This look is going to require a lot of blending. Again, when you're using dark colors, they're just prone to make harsh lines, so back and forth blending is going to be the key. And if you feel like that you mess up or you put too much, it's okay. You can always blend that out. Now I didn't show this, but I got my liner pencil wet with the rose water, dipped it into the color Peppy, which is like a jet black, matte black. It gets nice and liquidy, and then I just am applying this liner. You know already that this is my number one favorite brush, because it's got both the fluffy brush on one side and then the liner gel, and the liner pencil. And this liner, not liner pencil, liner brush. This brush is so amazing for applying any kind of liquid, gel, even dry liner. You're just going to I'm doing a slight wing, not too much, but again, I am going out, so I'm kind of doing an exaggerated look. I like my wing to come kind of all the way out to that furthest crease, and then just with whatever's left on the product, I'm slightly etching out my lower line, and then we're going to buff that out with a dry shadow in a minute. Like those lines to meet up. Now I'm going back in with the color Cocky, and the flip side of the liner brush is that little fluffy brush, and I'm just going to, like I said, buff it out, blend it out, and get a nice smoky bottom under eye. It's okay if in the beginning this looks a little overdone, because we haven't done any of our face makeup yet, so you can kind of buff that out, edge that out in a minute. And as you can see, I'm taking my shine cloth and just kind of taking a little bit of the excess. Now going in with the Glorious Face Primer and prepping my face. Just getting that in. It's the perfect little spackle, like I always say. Now I'm using the new Touch Liquid to Powder Foundation in the color Taffeta. This is a little bit darker than my skin tone, and you'll see compared to my face it looks pretty dark, but it actually matches my chest and neck, because right now we're coming off the summer months, so I'm a little bit more tan. So I promise by the end it will be blended. Now I'm going in with the Touch Cream Concealer. This is brand new, and this is amazing. What I do is I use a blending bud, I get it a little bit damp, and then I just buff this out underneath the eye, up on the forehead, across the bridge of my nose and my chin, and then problem areas, which I have a few of at this moment. Just so annoying. Now I'm going to set that using the Touch Powder Concealer in the color Cream, really only focusing where I put concealer. Now I'm going to set the rest of my foundation using the Touch Powder, also in the color Taffeta, and now I'm going to just contour out my cheeks with our Beachfront Bronzer in the color Malibu. Malibu is one of the darker colors. There are 3. Again, cheekbone, chin, top of your forehead, you know the drill. Now I'm going in with a blush brush using our blusher in the color Stunning and my brand new Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop, which is a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. Going in now with my Precision Brow Pencil in the color Medium, and really just filling in my brows. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how I do my brows and how I suggest doing them, I will link the video down below, or you can find it on my channel. Now I'm using the brow gel in the color Medium to just set the brows the way that I want them and complete the look. And lastly, putting on my new Opulence lipstick in the color Upscale, which is the perfect peachy nude, and it is amazing. And this completes my Addiction Palette number 2 look with the cool tones.